Yo, what's up, Lions Nation? It is the We Are Lions Nation podcast post-game show. And the countdown begins
Now.
All right. We Are Lions Nation podcast live post-game show. You got the man, the stat man, Logan Erickson in the house, and the newest member of the team. We got Smoke and Jeremy B with us as well, and we will have him with us from here on out. Just a quick thing before we get the show going. We noticed a lot of you guys have been subscribing, liking our Facebook page, all that good stuff. So we appreciate the support and everything that's been going on. But we do notice that a lot of you are viewing the show but not clicking that subscribe button, and it only takes 1 second to hit subscribe. And that way you'll be up to date on all the notifications when all the newest episodes are available. So make sure you please subscribe, like, and share on YouTube. And keep passing us around to your friends, all your Lions fans out there. We love having you guys and all your support. So, guys, we had the first game this past Sunday. The Lions took on the 49ers. We had an L in that column. We had a loss. Lions losing that one 41-33. Tough game at first, but things started to turn around towards the end, and we're going to get into that and all kinds of other things going on tonight. First off, let's just see. Hey guys, how you guys doing? How are you feeling after that loss?
Go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead.
All right. I have a lot of negatives that happened. The defense couldn't stop anything in the first half. It was porous. You saw a lot of deep balls. Okudah got beat a few times. What we did see is a lot of heart and moxie. I haven't seen that out of the second half Lions in a long time. They literally shut down the other offense midway through the third quarter, and then that's what sparked the comeback. It's a damn shame that it had to be after Okudah made two great plays back to back. He got hurt on that one with Kevin Strong, but other than that, I loved the way it went in the end of the game.
We got real quick. We got Mikey B, the old co-host, coming in, saying hello to us. What's up, Mikey B?
What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
He's still part of the family. He's doing a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. Going to be working on some of our marketing things and stuff like that. So we appreciate you, Mikey B, sticking on board with us through all this. Yeah, I mean, Logan, what are your thoughts, man? Just initial first take on the matchup against the 49ers. What are your thoughts?
Very slow start, missed opportunities, I thought, killed us. We had a couple chances in the first quarter to put some points on the board. We ended up turning over the ball on downs on Jamal Williams tripping over his own feet. Obviously, it's not something that they can control. I mean, Williams can get better with his foot movement, but he did great the rest of the game. We'll just go on to the next one, the missed field goal by Seibert. You go down there inside of the 35, you have opportunities to score. You got to put those points up on the board. And I think that's what hurt us overall in the game. And the defense in the first half was just horrible. Couldn't stop anything. San Francisco ran the ball over us. Kind of kicked it into the third quarter, like Jeremy was saying. We stopped them. And honestly, I was astonished on the way that our team performed at the end of that game. I thought we were out, and they kept in there, gave it their best try, and still almost tied the game at the end. So got to give them props there for not quitting.
Michael Birch also says it was nice to see a coach that was involved in pacing the sideline like a tiger. I would say more like a lion, a caged lion.
Yeah. Got to say a lion because that's the team we're surrounded here.
Right?
So. Yeah, I agree with both of you. At the start, it was a little slow. I was a little concerned with the way Jared Goff was playing at the beginning. Not seeing Swift in there right away. Right, I'm talking initial thought right away. Not seeing Swift kind of had me a little concerned too, because I really wanted to see him get some playing time. And one overall thing we didn't see. One thing that I noticed straight out the bat, we didn't see a lot of action from the wideouts. Pretty much the entire game. I thought that was one of the key things that we didn't see. Second half, like you, Logan, I was jumping up and down. I even sent you some messages screaming into the phone. I was so excited that this was happening all of a sudden out of nowhere, and I couldn't believe it. My brother, who was a witness, anybody that knows me or see me watch a football game, and people have pictures of me watching the game because I don't sit. I stand up in front of my TV like the coach. Like I'm standing up like this, knees down, like right in front of my TV, pacing back and forth, and that was me the whole game. So yeah, I was super into it, super pumped with that comeback. I think there was some mishaps and miscues that the Lions need to address, but other than that, I think the Lions showed in the end of the game what that team could really be. And that's something to move on going forward. That's something they can go with and move forward with that.
Exactly.
Well, we're gonna hey, thank you guys all that jumped in watching the live feed right now. We appreciate you guys coming in and joining us on this Tuesday evening. We are Lions Nation podcast. Hey guys, make sure you check us out on Twitter, Instagram, now on Twitch as well, YouTube, of course, Facebook, and TikTok as well now too. You can catch us live when we're broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch now. And then make sure you're following us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok as well. Lots of great information goes out there all the time. And we're gonna move on. Let's just show you a couple of the key injuries for yesterday's game with the Soul Man's injury report. Obviously, the big one, Jeff Okudah suffered a ruptured Achilles, and that ended his season. And wide receiver Tyrell Williams is in concussion protocol. So those are the biggest injuries out of this Sunday's game. Jeremy, let's go with you. What are your thoughts on those two injuries, starting with Okudah?
Well, he was supposed to be our number one corner because of his speed and athleticism. Yeah, he still lacks in decision making. Cornerbacks usually take 3 years to develop anyways, but this is going to hinder that a lot with him being out. Basically, his third year will be his second year now, and that may make it so they don't pick up his option for the fifth year and they just let him walk after year 4. He's going to have to show something next season.
Yeah, I mean, he's completely done now, so he's not going to get that opportunity that I was hoping he was going to get to really even develop more. Because you see spurts of talent when it comes to Okudah. You could see it. But I think he just needed a little bit more time, and that's what I was trying to say to everybody that was hating on Okudah on social media. The guy was trying. You got to think his first year, he was thrown in there going up against some of the NFL's top receivers. This was his development year. This was a new year for him, new coaching staff. I thought he was going to progress well. And, I think it's an unfortunate injury for him. And, I feel bad for him. My heart goes out for the guy because I thought he could have been something eventually.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and Okudah is a guy that everybody expected to be that number one guy, like Jeremy said. And this just puts him another year behind on, figuring it out and getting up to NFL speed. And I feel bad for him. He's a young player. And I just hope it doesn't hinder him in the future in progressing, because some guys get these injuries, their first couple of years, and then they just can't get out of it. They get into a slump and just can't get out of it. And I just hope that's not Okudah. And I have high hopes for him still in the future. And I think we need to get some defensive back help. There are some guys out there. And I know we have Nickel Roby Coleman on our practice squad, I believe. we could possibly pull him up. I don't know. I hope they figure something out to take over that other starting corner position because it's crucial.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy, you could probably, well, first off, Facebook user comment coming in. Sucks to see a DB down. Not really a position we need to lose someone, and that's kind of where I was going to go
agree
with that. Jeremy B, I think you kind of talked about this a little bit. What do the Lions do now? I mean, because we've seen it in the game, they struggled. Let's not shoot around the bush. The Lions struggled on defense in that back secondary. What do they do now? I mean, how big of a loss was it to lose Okudah? I mean, was he doing enough? What did the Lions do to fix this problem in that secondary?
Well, the rumor has it they are on the phone with Dunbar trying to get him to come back because he left not because of injury, because of personal issues with his family. Hopefully that's all resolved and he can come back because I like him better than Nicole Roby-Coleman. NRC, if he was any good, he'd have made that 53-man roster ahead of the 2 UDFAs and the rookie we got.
Yeah,
that's my opinion on that. Other than that, the only other thing I could see them doing is maybe kicking the tires, trying to convince Richard Sherman to come here and help mentor these young players. The only problem with Sherman is he's not as good in man coverage as he was, but he's one of the top zone coverage corners out there. So it would help in the zone coverage, but not in man coverage because we don't have the safety help for him over the top.
Especially with the zone blitzes that I seen Aaron Glenn dial up at the end there of the game. I kind of like the looks they were getting. So, yeah, zone coverage is definitely huge in a 3-4 scheme. And I think that would work out perfectly in the best case scenario, but I don't see him coming here.
Dane says rookie DBs need a veteran leader, and I agree. That's why I think the best options are either Dunbar, and if he can't come back, Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like I love your point of Sherman just being in there for just the mentor factor alone can make such an impact on young players. So I like that thought, Jeremy, going forward. I know that Dan Campbell did mention a few things today. It looks like they are in the works of trying to get some people in there. So I'm sure we'll probably see some new guys coming in during practice this week, and getting ready for Monday night's game against Green Bay.
Yeah.
Hey, we got another comment coming in. They reached out to Diggs today.
Andre? What Diggs are they talking about?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see that yet. So
I hadn't seen anything about that either. I saw about Dunbar, and I'm kicking around the idea of Richard Sherman just because that mentor leadership would be huge. Oh, Quandre Diggs, that would be huge because that's a good safety pickup.
Yeah, we could use someone like that for sure. No doubt.
Whether he'd come back to Detroit
to see Diggs back.
Isn't he still on the Seahawks? Would that be a trade offer?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look into that one for sure because like I said, I haven't heard anything myself on that, so I'm not 100% positive. Well, let's go ahead and once again thank everybody for coming in and joining us. I want Jeremy B. We got some news for the show tonight. Why don't you share that with everybody?
All right, everybody. Well, I believe he's talking about we have our first sponsor, A1 Tire and Auto Repair of Bay City and Saginaw. 2 locations to serve you with new and used tires. We also deal in custom wheels.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. We're super excited to have A1 Tire on board with We Are Lions Nation podcast and looking forward to the future with having them as the sponsor. We are so excited for the news today. And yeah, real grateful. This is going to be awesome. We're looking forward to the partnership. So it's going to be sweet. We got another comment coming in. I'll find the link and send it to you in a bit, Andy.
So it must be either someone's brother or someone who knows you.
Yeah, I think it's Dan.
Probably, I'm gonna guess Dan, maybe Dar. I don't know. It could be anybody. Hey guys, remember if you're watching the show, there's a little link you can click on that will allow you to put your name in when you comment. That helps us know who's talking to us. Makes it a lot better for us, so that way we don't just have to say Facebook user. So
that or at least comment your name.
Logan, you got that one?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Comment coming in says cough, Glass Doctor sponsorship, cough. Yeah, that one is that one's in the works, I guess. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we can get them on board as well.
Nope, it's more fun if you don't know. Oh, that's mean. Right. I like it.
All right. I got it. All right, guys. So we're going to move on to the next topic here. This is going to be the Statman's key stats. Statman stats of the game, key stats. And then looks like he had listed here offense, 4 for 15, third down, 26%, 57 passing attempts by Goff. And for defense, Statman says allowing over 400 yards were the two key stats that he thinks caused that game. Statman, why don't you go ahead and throw down on your stats of the game, my man?
Well, why I brought up Goff throwing 57 times, I don't believe he's done it in the NFL. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a lot of passes for any quarterback. I don't care if you're Aaron Rodgers. We shouldn't be throwing the ball that much.
Last time he threw for over 50 passes was against the Chiefs in 2018 in the Monday Night Football game that went to overtime.
Yeah, that's just it. To me, that's an insane amount of passing for a quarterback. You're just asking for a disaster, I believe. You know, I know they couldn't really help it being down so early, and then that's what I want to bring up to as well, is our defense couldn't stop them. They were racking up yards left and right on us. Over 400 yards total offense shouldn't happen on our defense. We need to tighten things up, and we need to stop that from happening in the future because we can't take a chance of having Goff throwing 57 times in a game and getting hurt.
510 in the paint says, "Hi, I've been a fan since we got the #1 pick."
Heck yeah.
Well, hey, 510 in the paint. Thanks for jumping in and commenting on the show. Looks like he is watching us from YouTube, so thank you a lot. And if you're watching, make sure if you haven't yet, click that little button that says subscribe, and we appreciate that as well. We got another comment coming in. Stafford was on vacation. He only had 26 attempts, I believe, and that was Dar Erickson bringing in the comment. Logan, you got a response to that one?
Yeah, that's right. Stafford's having a hell of a time out there because he doesn't have to throw the ball like he used to.
He also has a defense.
Detroit, it was a normal for him. He didn't have a defense. And that's what Goff is dealing with now. And now he's kind of feeling Stafford's pain. And then
it's a combination thing on why he had to do so many pass attempts. Number one, the running game was going good in the first half, but we weren't scoring. As much as I hate to say it, the pick six started a scoring run by San Francisco. Once they got up by over 20 points, you have to pass to play catch up. And with our wide receiver core, between not playing our starters in the preseason and everything else, that's what makes it so hard to play catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I'm just pointing out these stats so things that we need to work on in the future because I can't see Goff staying consistent and staying healthy if he's throwing 57 times a game.
And then if that O-line protects like they did, because most of those pass attempts came in the third and fourth quarter, if the O-line protects like they did in those quarters the whole time, we can afford for it to happen. You just don't want it to. And Michael Burt says, "Are you worried about Goff's lack of deep passes?" I was in the beginning of the game that he wasn't taking the shots to the open receivers that broke free. The difference is I still think it was a lack of game speed play. when you don't let your starters play in the other 2 preseason games, it doesn't give them game speed. Practice is one thing, game speed's another. By the time mid-third quarter, Goff looked like he was hitting his stride and hitting some open guys, whether they were deep or not.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one, Jeremy. I think that I was concerned. I'm like, can Jared Goff just not throw a deep pass? Is that what's happening right now? And that brings out another point. He didn't even barely throw it to the receivers. I mean, that's I think that was a key thing. He wasn't throwing it to him at all. The whole game almost.
The whole first half was nothing but checkdowns.
We got another comment coming in. Says Stafford looked happy for the first time in years. Yeah, we'll touch on that real quick. I did watch the Rams game. Stafford did look really happy out there, and I'm pretty happy for Stafford. He performed, had a great game Sunday against the Rams. Another comment coming in. Wide receiver performance was almost as bad as the defense. I mean, yeah, because if you look at it, he when he did throw the ball, they weren't catching it.
Yeah,
from what I've seen.
I think there was 6 drops by wide receivers in the first half.
And I believe a couple of those sacks were coverage sacks where receivers just weren't
Where was St. Brown? You know what I mean? I was expecting to see a lot out of St. Brown, and we didn't see him hardly at all. Like, where was he at in the whole game?
Yeah, he wasn't targeted. Neither was Cephas. I mean, there was 3 passes to Williams. I think there was 2 passes to Raymond, and I don't even know who the other guys were, but there was a bunch to Swift, Williams, and Hawk.
I guess my question to you guys is this. Why are we doing this little dinky passes all the way until we need to catch up, which is the end of the game? Like, why are we throwing these passes and not trying to get that ball out there more?
The main thing they were trying to do is control the clock to keep the other offense off the field. So you do your short passing in the good down situations, which they were in most of that first half. And if the receivers on the crossing routes would have caught the ball, it would have been better. But they stopped. Once they stopped catching, he had to depend on Hawk, Swift, and Williams.
What I didn't understand on some of the play calling, we would run first down and then a play action on second down after only gaining 2 yards. That made no sense to me. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, run the ball again. Run it again.
I feel like the prime play action down is first down. That's the down they think you're going to run.
But that's all actually after you've already established the run, which I am glad they did establish the run. I think we had a total of 119 yards rushing in this game.
Yes.
Which that is great. It's a damn shame it didn't equal out to more time of possession in the first half to limit San Francisco, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I thought the running game was great. I thought the 1-2 punch, Swift-Williams combo, I think that's going to be fire for the whole year. I'm really super excited to watch those two play. But, again, I think that passing game is something that they're going to have to – they got to fix that. They got to fix whatever game plan they had going there. I didn't like it very much. I think Goff needs to take some more throwing opportunities out there and get that ball, get these wide receivers involved in the game. Facebook comment coming in says, we are wide receiver performance. Oh, we got that one already. Let me catch up on here. This is the one I thought I had. They need real wide receivers coming in from Facebook. I think we're okay with what we have. We might be able to use someone, but we need to use what we have to see what we have. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't use them. So how do we even know? Because we didn't use them.
There's a caveat to that, too. We actually started to use the wide receivers that played all preseason towards the end of the game when we were making our comeback. Cephas, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Raymond, who were the most consistent receivers in the preseason, became the most consistent receivers of the game at the end. So, therefore, I think we have our 1, 2, 3 unless we sign somebody. It's going to be Raymond, Cephas, and Amon-Ra because they were the most consistent out of all of them.
Yeah, and I feel like you need to activate Tom Kennedy against Green Bay too.
Tom Kennedy was actually injured for this game for some reason. I don't know what it was. It was an undisclosed injury. So that happened between the practices and the game. So there was nothing major, but he was held out for a reason.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get some action. I think the last couple years in preseasons, he's been the most consistent receiver we've seen, I think, and he hasn't gotten a chance. I want to see him in a real game and see if he can do that. Because if he can be a Cole Beasley type receiver for us, a Wes Welker or a Danny Amendola, I'll take it.
And Facebook user says because Goff is a game manager, and he's right. That is what Goff does. Goff is a game manager. Not saying I'm not comparing him in talent wise, but a lot like Eli Manning and Alex Smith.
Yeah, I can
He's
agree
in
with
that mold.
Facebook user says that's what Goff was good at too in St. Louis. Is the short passing. Kupp and Woods were number 1 and number 3 in yards after catch. Yeah, so yeah, I see that. Right. I see that, but even with the dunk and dime little passes, he wasn't hitting the receivers. So I guess that's what my point is. Let's get the wideouts more involved next week. You know, we put a lot on the running backs this past Sunday, and even with catching and running. I want to see it more spread out. Yeah, and blocking. Well, we got another comment coming in. We got another one coming in that says Cephas had a few clutch plays, future playmaker, maybe. And I think that's what you were talking about, Statman. I mean, at the end, who caught those clutch passes? That was Cephas. And where
Cephas
was he?
And Raymond.
Yeah.
He can go
yeah, they didn't even have him on the field. That was the crazy thing. I didn't even see him in the first half.
No.
Facebook said that many times myself about Alex Smith comparison. So agreeing with you with the Alex Smith comment there, and I agree with that too. I mean, maybe Goff is just that type of player, you know. But I don't know. I was just go ahead.
The only time he really hits a deep pass is when somebody breaks wide open and it's a touch pass to him, because he does not have that fastball that we're used to seeing out of Stafford, and that makes sense. Why throw it deep and let it get batted down, let it get picked off unless the guy's wide open? Which, with the lack of speed that we have between Amon-Ra and Cephas, because don't get me wrong, they're quick, but they're not fast. They're both 4.5 guys. I mean, Cephas ran a 4.56 at his pro day. Amon-Ra ran a 4.51 at his. So that's actually their speed, and that's the speed they look like on the field. If he gets reinstated, the one I'd kick the tires on, because even if Williams comes back, he'd be the number 1 receiver, is Josh Gordon.
Yeah, Josh Gordon would be an interesting pickup for sure. That speed out of him would be amazing to see what Goff could do with him. Hey, before we jump on to our newest segment of the show, just want to make sure everybody, thank you all for coming in, watching live. We appreciate the viewership and the comments. Keep them coming in. We love that too. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We're now live on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Hey, make sure if you're coming on YouTube, make sure you click that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. That way you know when all the newest episodes of We Are Lions Nation podcast are available. Can't wait for the future. And we got another segment coming on, new segment, Smoking Jeremy B, hot or cold players of the week. He's got, for hot players, he's listed TJ Hockenson, Sewell, Flowers, and Golf. And then also for the cold players, he had Golf listed in his first half, Jeff Okudah, and Matt Nelson. All right, Smoking Jeremy B, why don't you abbreviate on your hot or cold players of the week?
TJ Hockenson not only was the hottest player on the team, he also led all tight ends in touches and route running targets. Then you have Penei Sewell, who only gave up 1 sack against a guy that averaged 2 sacks and 5 pressures, and I don't even think he got a pressure in the game other than the sack. That's amazing for a rookie filling in at a position he didn't even play in the preseason. But it was his natural position and where he should have been all along, as I said when we drafted him, but that's another story. You got, God, what was the other hot one there?
TJ
Trey
Hockenson.
Flowers. I did TJ Hockenson. I did Penei Sewell. Trey Flowers, believe it or not, was the highest graded defensive player on the team. Where the fuck has that been?
Who knows? The guy's been lost in contrast in the last couple of years. It's
And of
insane.
course, and the only one I didn't mention on the hot, and I will real quick, Frank Ragnow was the number 1 rated center in all of the NFL this week, as he should be. Now to the cold. Goff. Goff in the first half, missing wide receiver. He missed a few wide open receivers. Yes, there were 6 drops. And if the 6 drops wouldn't have happened, he might have even hit 400 yards because they were wide open to run. And you can't, if you're a wide receiver and that's all you're paid to do and it hits you in the hands and he don't have that Stafford fastball, you got to catch it. Then in the second half, I think it was 7 minutes out in the fourth quarter, Goff turned into something we hadn't seen. He started hitting Raymond on 15 to 20-yard passes. He hit Cephas. He hit them. He became super fire for that 7 minutes and got us back into that game. The other cold player, Matt Nelson.
Oh, geez.
Those weren't coverage sacks. Those weren't coverage sacks. Those were he straight up missed his assignment. Goff was only sacked 3 times. The Bosa sack was more of a coverage sack because Goff kind of held the ball too long, but Sewell was engaged, so he gets accredited with the sack. That's my opinion on the hot and cold players of the week.
Yeah, I want to
like it, Jeremy.
Real quick. Matt Nelson.
Go ahead.
Imagine, Lions fans, if Matt Nelson started at left tackle in that game, how badly that would have been. That would have been horrible. Nick Bosa would have eaten us up alive. Matt Nelson is horrible. Horrible.
Just because he held an aging, slowing Khalil Mack last year doesn't make him great.
No.
Let's not forget that Nick Bosa did shout out to Sewell, just saying how great of a player he's going to be. And that coming from him, that says something right there. I love your hot picks. I love your cold picks. I'm going to add – I got to at least add DeAndre Swift in the hot category for me. I think he played well, and you could probably throw Williams in there as well for hot play. I think those
running
two
backs,
carried
I'd say they both were hot because they did enough in the running and passing game to really help the game. It could have been a lot worse if they weren't in there.
And I believe on defense, I want to call out a hot player. Tracy Walker led the team in tackles and had that sack that we needed crucially.
Facebook user said Goff and wide receivers didn't get hot until it was too late. Yeah, they came up a little bit short, but damn, did they ever make a comeback to the history right there?
That was exciting to watch. I was on the edge of my seat. I was jumping up and down like, where the hell has this been all game?
I mean, what did Dan Campbell? I think I'm trying to think of what his quote was. He said that they would play 100%, like give 100% effort all the way through.
From opening gun whistle to the ending gun blast, he said they will play, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, then he said it best in his presser. I'm not going to promise you the playoffs because you've had enough of that shit. What I am going to promise you is we're going to be competitive, and it may be ugly, but we're going to play from start to finish.
Yep. That's what we're seeing.
All right, guys. So we're going to move on to the last segment of the show. It's one of my favorite segments. If you don't know yet, we have our Who You Got Free For All show on Friday nights that we love to do. We go through and we pick all the games who we think is going to win. And so we had the results coming in for that as well. That's not it. That's our beautiful sponsorship. So we got the Who You Got results. For the primetime showdown, which if anybody doesn't know, we put out the primetime games and have you guys, the nation, pick who you think is going to win, and you guys will go up against us when it comes to the primetime games. I call it primetime showdown. This week we are tied. The nation, you guys were 2-1, and the We Are Lions Nation podcast guys, we are also 2-1 when it comes to the primetime showdown. So we are all tied up after week 1. And then us, the We Are Lions Nation podcast, our picks. For me, I did not do very well all this week. I took some chances on some teams that maybe I shouldn't have, and I'm sitting at 6-10. The stat man dominated us this week at 9-7, and then we got Smoking JB. He's also a little bit on the low end at the 6-10 mark. So Statman, you have the early lead against us, but you know what? It's just week one, my friend. It's just week one.
It's just week one. It can turn around real fast.
Yes, it can.
So remember,
the
guys, next
worked
Friday
for some
night.
teams, and the favorites did not work for us. But I will say, we were right about one. Denver.
Yeah.
Got a comment coming in. It says, are we Lions fans because we like the anxiety of possible comebacks? We need four-quarter football. Thoughts?
Absolutely. I agree. That's what we want is four-quarter football. But if you get behind, you got to depend on a comeback because that's all you got anymore. So if the defense played better in the beginning, if the pick six didn't happen, we were tied.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Or if we would have scored on those first two possessions that we had, it might have been a different game. You never know.
Coming out of the gate, when they were able to jump that snap count perfect to make the center muff that snap and we got the recovery, I was really excited that this was going to be something special starting out. And then it just went fizzle after that for about a good 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to give a quick shout out to the network up here in the UP where I'm from. It is ridiculous that you cut a game with 20 seconds to go for this beginning of the Packers game. You know, I get that we are close to Green Bay here where I am, but that's ridiculous. Let that last 20 fucking seconds play out. I've never been more pissed off in my life than when that happened. I was so pissed off.
Yeah, I probably would have punched the TV if it was me.
Well, my brother was standing right there, and he almost took a shot to the face, but I didn't do it. But man, I was so excited, and then all of a sudden the screen goes black and the game's gone. And I was so mad because I knew what happened. But yeah, quick shout out to you, Fox UP. Quit doing that shit. If the game's still going, let it play, and the Packers will be on. It wasn't worth watching that game anyway, so suck off. That's my comment on that.
Speaking of which, going forward, I hope Aaron Rodgers plays like that again this week.
Comment coming in, or if we had a field goal kicker, that would be nice. Yeah, I think there definitely needs to be some work in that department for sure. Maybe a little more time.
You got to remember, this guy really didn't play this preseason. He was on the practice squad even in the preseason for Cincinnati, and then they waived him because they didn't need another one on the roster because they have who they have. He had some nerves coming in. It was his first kick. He wasn't even here when we played preseason, so it was his first kick. It was in game. The pressure was on. 51 yards. It had the distance. It just went a little wide.
And it was longer than any of his kicks that he made last year. Than his longest kick last year. His longest kick last year was only 48 yards. And then you're expecting him to kick a 51-yarder on his first kick back in a long time. It's pretty tough.
That's right. TV6 and Fox UP, listen up. I'm telling you, man, do it again. Do it again. And We Are Lions Nation podcast is going to be coming for you. That's right. We're going to be on your. Just kidding.
Yeah.
We're not really going to come for you. But hey, come on, man.
We're going to come for him.
We just got a Lions fan that wants to watch the last 20 seconds of a game. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Hey, a quick shout out. Thank you again to everybody for watching into the show today. It was a great new show with our newest member, Smoking Jeremy V, joining us as well. Hey, thank you to our new sponsor for hopping aboard and joining up with us, A1 Tire and Auto Repair. Check them out, you guys. Make sure to give them a call. Awesome deals from what I'm hearing from Mr. Jeremy B. So check that out as well. It's been a great show. Thank you again. Make sure you are liking, subscribing, and clicking that notification bell on YouTube. We really appreciate that. And yeah, follow us on all the rest of the social media spots. For Smoking But we got something else to do,
man.
We got something else to do. I was just testing you.
I know we lost, but I'm still gonna sing the fight song, okay?
Let's hear it.
Like doing it.
But before you say that, I want to say one thing. I want all of our fans here at Lions Nation to do what I do every day. Be a better version of yourself than you was the day before.
Perfectly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right,
Hit
you
it,
guys
Samuel.
ready, Lions Nation? You ready for this? I should be the guy on the sideline singing it after they score a touchdown. Okay, I'm just
Hell
saying.
yeah.
Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield, and win the blue and silver wave. Stand and cheer the brave. Rah, rah,
Rah,
rah,
rah,
go
rah.
hard, win the game. With honor you will keep your fan down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions!
Woo!
That's right. Go Lions. Hey, for myself, Smoking Jeremy B, and the stat man, Logan Erickson, this has been We Are Lions Nation podcast live post-game show. Thank you all for watching and have an awesome night. One pride.
One pride.
One pride.